This is a nation whose very name translates to the land of honest people, a place defined by unique mud brick architecture and a deep-rooted tribal history. Sustaining this landscape requires extracting wealth directly from the dry earth. Thousands of artisanal miners work under the Sahel sun, searching for gold in the raw dirt. Navigating this West African frontier involves strictly regulated bureaucracy, high security risks, and a climate that tests physical endurance. For specific professionals, the career opportunities are immense. The challenge is determining if the professional impact justifies the intense restrictions on personal freedom. This evaluation targets NGO workers, mining consultants, and researchers, not for casual travel. Movement is dictated by a stark geographic reality. While the capital, Ouagadougou, is manageable, the northern and eastern regions are subject to severe travel warnings. Regional instability along the borders makes autonomous travel into these red zones impossible for most international personnel. These regional boundaries completely eliminate spontaneous movement. Operating effectively requires rigid, pre-planned security logistics for every mile traveled. Entering the country requires significant preparation. Most nationalities must secure a visa from a Burkina Faso embassy in advance, and a yellow fever vaccination certificate is strictly mandatory for entry. This administrative friction effectively limits the foreign presence to institution-backed professionals with the resources to manage the complex paperwork. In the capital, the contrast between the local economy and the requirements for foreign personnel becomes clear. Local life is highly economical. A typical meal costs between $3 and $7, reflecting a median local wage that sits between $100 and $200 a month. However, a secure one-bedroom apartment in a safe district costs between $250 and $500 monthly. This premium covers more than just housing. It pays for the physical security, power stability, and climate control necessary to operate in the Sahel. Maintaining these safety standards creates a significant financial and social gap between the foreign professional and the local community. Two major industries drive the formal economy and attract foreign expertise: commercial gold mining and cotton export. Specialized job opportunities are generally found within these resource sectors, humanitarian NGOs, or diplomatic missions. Beyond the economy, every professional must face the brutal Sahelian climate. This is a tropical environment with extreme dry heat. From March to May, temperatures consistently exceed 40 degrees Celsius. The intensity of this heat causes severe physical drain, making outdoor engineering or NGO fieldwork a hazardous undertaking. This creates a narrow operational window. November to January is the only period with relatively cooler temperatures, making it the primary window for heavy fieldwork. The climate effectively dictates the schedule, determining when and how professional missions can be safely executed. For those who manage the environmental and security logistics, there is access to a deeply artistic and community-driven culture. The nation hosts Africa's largest biennial film festival, FESPACO, which brings together international cultural professionals and journalists. Researchers also come for the ruins of Loropeni. These 1,000-year-old stone walls are a UNESCO World Heritage Site linked to the ancient trans-Saharan gold trade routes. Reaching these profound historical anchors is possible, but it requires navigating the security and climate barriers inherent to the region. To evaluate who can thrive here, we map two factors: institutional support on the x-axis and risk tolerance on the y-axis. NGO workers, diplomats, and mining consultants fit the high-support, high-risk quadrant. Their success relies on corporate security protocols, robust budgets, and clearly defined operational goals. Budget backpackers, digital nomads, and casual tourists occupy the low-support quadrants. Even with low local food costs, the high financial burden of mandatory personal security makes these profiles unviable. Success in Burkina Faso depends on having deep institutional backing and a rigid professional purpose. Operating in Burkina Faso requires balancing high-cost security protocols against the depth of its cultural and historical rewards. Every contract or deployment here must be treated as a cold calculation of risk against the potential for professional impact. This is the raw reality of the Sahelian frontier. Does access to this history and impactful work justify the extreme logistical effort required? Share your thoughts below. Our next destination is Burundi, the hidden heartland of East Africa. Subscribe to stay real.